Thank you. Well, we are just 1 week away from one of the most high-profile events Hawaii has ever hosted. On Monday, dignitaries begin arriving for the Asia-Pacific Economic Corporation Summit, culminating 2 days of meetings out at Ko'olina. Now, 21 world leaders will attend, including President Barack Obama, and security around Oahu will be very tight. Preparations for APEC have been more than a year in the making. And joining us this morning is the man at the center of all of it, Governor Neil Abercrombie, here for an exclusive interview. Good morning, Governor. Thank you so much for joining us.
What a pleasure, and what a pleasure to be among the four musketeers of Project Runway here.
Well,
you guys look so great.
We've got a little Project Runway for yourself. We'll get to that at the end of our interview.
What an opening, right?
Yeah. But first of all, I just wanted to ask you, you know, there have been so many things happening around Oahu. Is Hawaii going to be ready by the time all of these dignitaries get here?
Yes, the answer is yes, and that we should be embracing this. President Obama picked Hawaii, picked Honolulu, of all the places that he could have in the United States to honor our role as an anchor of the Asia-Pacific area. 21 nations from all over the Asia-Pacific region will be coming here. This is our opportunity to shine, and people are really looking forward to it. There's always an opportunity to find a couple of things that it might cause a bit of inconvenience for a few people, but we've had thousands of volunteers, from little kids to adults and groups, all of whom have been very, very enthusiastic about it. And I think that when this is over, I think those nations, and especially the people that I've been meeting in Japan and China that are coming, are just going to be thrilled with Hawaii. And I think it's our opportunity to emphasize that we are the anchor of the Asia-Pacific region.
Let's talk about what the everyday person is going to need to know, because while these high-level meetings are going on, there's parking issues, businesses in the area, especially around the convention center. Some of them are starting to spruce up, but you know, in terms of actually getting business done, would you recommend that some businesses just shut down and take a little break while APEC is here?
No. What they need to do is keep checking with the city and the committee. We'll be having all that printed and taken care of. Lieutenant Governor Brian Schatz has done an absolutely super job. He's really been in charge for the state, on the state side, working with the committee, very broadly based. There'll be a few areas where parking will be restricted, the kind of areas where you would expect it. If we have parades, it's the same kind of thing. Most of them will be in the Waikiki area and then on a couple of days out in the Ko'olina section. But for about 99% of the people of the state, it's going to be business as usual. Just keep your eyes and ears open with respect to routes that you can use and times.
What about traffic? You know, the 21 world leaders will be here. How many world leaders will they actually shut down all of the roads, you know, in between Waikiki and Ko'olina? And is it going to mean Carmageddon out on the roads?
No, of course not. And just as Carmageddon never occurred, by the way, in Los Angeles area and so on, when that was what the fear was. There'll be a couple of occasions when that's required, and for good reason. We have 21 heads of state here. The issue of terrorism or the issue of individual instances of terroristic threats is a real one. So in some respects, we're at an advantage there because we are an island, because we do have fairly restricted travel lanes and so on. So we're going to minimize the inconvenience, maximize the security, and maximize the opportunity for these great world leaders and those accompanying them to enjoy Hawaii, to fully gain everything that they seek in the meetings that they have.
Have you spoken with President Barack Obama recently about these big meetings coming up?
Well, I haven't spoken with him personally about it, but we were talking to the White House just yesterday with respect to where he'll be going, where he'll be staying, and some of those issues with regard to his personal conveniences while he's here.
Let's talk about homelessness. Many of the homeless are being moved because of security concerns, especially under the...
possibly some of the security concerns, but I can assure you that the homeless process that we have underway has been underway since my administration came in. I think everyone recognizes that.
Right, you have a homeless coordinator, so they are being moved for security issues.
There are a couple of security issues, yes.
But what about the long term? I mean, you have your homeless coordinator. Are these people being transitioned into shelters?
That's the answer. We're continuing, APEC or not. We're on schedule. to put homelessness into shelters, and then out of shelters into homes, and out of homes, while in homes, into productive lives for everyone who's capable of it. And so that is ongoing. There will be some areas in which there are security questions, and that is something that would take place regardless of whether anybody was there.
Protesters are getting ready for APEC as well, and they won't be able to protest in front of the convention center.
Of course not.
And that's an issue for some of them. You know, they're being put in the back of the convention center. What do you say to those
It's a security
protesters?
question. Look, there are thousands of people who are not protesting. Thousands of people who are not protesting. Not only not protesting, they're participating, because they're trying to make this into something positive, not just for us, but in recognition of what is out there. This is more than just a meeting on trade. This is a meeting on trying to decide what the future of the Asia-Pacific region is. In that sense, I understand what protest might be about, but we don't come at this from a negative point of view. The volunteers don't. Take our school kids, for example, many of whom are volunteering. Our school kids today, with the National Assessment of Educational Progress, if you take a look at it, the DOE will be coming out there with it. We're now competing with school kids in those 21 countries and progressing. We've got a record where our children progressed in math and reading in every grade, at every level. We've moved up over the last 8 years into the top 5 in terms of progress. So that's the kind of thing that we need to focus on, not some negativity about the fact that we don't like the policies of some of the countries. If we don't like it, then we need to get together to see what we can do to change it in a positive direction.
And Governor, I wanted to end on a light note this morning, because you are wearing a fashion statement. This is going to be the APEC dress, the aloha shirt that all of the leaders will be wearing. You wanted to model it off?
Yes, I'm Project Runway, right? Here we go. I've been watching it.
It's a really nice aloha shirt.
Yes, I have my, whoops, let's see, I want to move the right way so we can get in. Here we are, Project Runway. Ta-da!
It's nice.
Ta-da, wait, let me see if I get my spin.
I'm actually glad that the leaders will be wearing something that says Hawaii.
Yes, what it is, very simply, these are represent the flowers of all 21 nation participants, and we put them together. Tori Richard did in a manner that I think is familiar with the kinds of prints that are out there now from Hawaii, and they'll be for sale so that we can demonstrate it. And I think it'll be an opportunity for everybody to take holy pictures in a way and recognize it's Hawaii. All
right. Well, Governor Abercrombie, it's wonderful to have you here this morning, and thank you so much for joining us this morning. I know you've got a lot to work on in terms of the APEC preparations.
I just want to say thanks to you for giving us the opportunity to put the positive side out there about it, and thanks to all the volunteers, all the kids that are out there. This is our opportunity for Hawaii to shine, and I know we will.
Governor Abercrombie, thank you. And if you'd like to see this interview again on all APEC-related news, you can go to the morning section of our website at kitv.com/thismorning. It is 6:51.